his complaint is like the nameplates are like behavior-wise a little bit, and I mean they finally fixed stacking, so that's something. But like, yeah, you cannot color them, you cannot abbreviate them, you can't change their skin. There's too few types of like how do you call it, versions of them, right? Like styles or whatever. Oppa, these nameplates went into the floor for a second. Wait, if I look at them from a top view, they just completely break. What the fuck? They go on the mobs like legs or something. What the hell is that? I mean, I can still see them, I guess. Is that what the goal is? I don't have like nameplates outside of screen enabled though, so why is it doing that? Interesting. Like it's like a feature called like nameplate off screen, I think it's called. I don't have that enabled, I'm pretty sure. Can I meld this? I want to try to meld it. Did it recast? No, I think. I don't think it recasted. The series is fucking us up, oh. I think Skyreach is a decent dungeon, I just think it's a little overtuned in some ways though. Like some of these mobs are doing way too much damage, or casting too frequently. Or have too many knockbacks. Like you have this Gale Collar, which like this repel cast knocks you back. The Big Bird has a targeted knockback also. When those small like quail mobs or Gale, whatever the fuck, like the little elementals die, they also knock you back, I think, with the circle. Everything seems to want to knock you off the edge for some reason. Yeah, you see, like the nameplates are going downstairs for some reason. That's really weird. I think it's because they're getting knocked or something. What if I do this? Yeah, something is going on with the behavior of the nameplates that I don't like. All I'm saying is the original Blizzard ones didn't do that, so I don't know. What if I choose modern? Maybe modern doesn't do that. And then you're gonna be like, what did you even change? They're the same. And then you'll be like, yep, they are indeed exactly the same anyway. I cannot tell what version of style I have. It's the same. They're all the fucking same. I think they broke the styles feature, option, whatever, because the previous beta version, when you used to click like thin and like cast focus and stuff like this, it used to be like one was like super thin, and the other one like had like a highlighted cast bar or something like that and stuff like this, and now they're all chunky and the same. I'm not sure what they did to them, but I hope that they fixed it and they add more styles in the future if you want to use like Blizzard nameplates for some reason. Either that or like they should just collaborate with Plater and just do something about it. One or the other, I don't know, something. As long as the behavior of nameplates is usable, you know? If I cannot multi-bleed my mobs, then change my gameplay. Is all I'm gonna say. If you can't fix the nameplates, make it so that I don't have to spread bleeds on every living fucking creature, because that's how I do my damage, so... You know? Maybe make swipe do a bajillion damage again like it used to. You know? Maybe I just do like prior bleeds on one target and then spam swipe and spread rips only instead of like having to spread rake on every single fucking creature. So I can get more Bloodseeker Vines, because that's literally 50% of my damage. And if I can't have good nameplates to do that, then fix it. I don't know what to tell you. But other than that, like, I mean, the frames are usable, the cast bars are usable, the cooldown manager is usable, the damage meter is a little bare bones, but eventually it will be also usable. Action bars are fine. The boss timer line, whatever the fuck thing, is a little strange. I don't really like how it looks. If they can change it or give us styles, that would be good. Make it like big wigs, you know, like make it like basic bars in a line or something that I can just simply look at instead of like a moving row of like things like on a fucking conveyor belt. Because I don't really like that. It looks stupid. We didn't kick the blind. Tank is dead. Please no. Please. Bark and pray. He Leon-hanced himself with souls. My goat. That's through 15 stacks of this bleed, by the way. VDH the goat. It's actually meta, I think. Unironically, I think VDH is already broken in meta. On beta. It might not do the most damage like Propelli, but it's living like a beast. Pelly would have died there, 1000%. Warrior would have died there. Guardian would have died there. Bro would maybe live because of Stagger, I'm actually not sure. Blood, I'm not sure either. Maybe they could AMS the blind, or IBF the blind actively, I'm actually not sure. But then again, like, if Devourer Havoc is broken on damage, you probably wouldn't play Vengeance, I think. It's like vice versa type of shit, you know? It's like if one is broken, the other one doesn't get played. Unlucky. And I mean, at the moment, I don't think Devourer is... I don't think it's broken, I think it's just very good, though. For the people who know how to play it. Which is not very many. But from a tank perspective, from that situation of like with the blind and stuff, I mean, he just fucking didn't give a shit. I don't think he even cheated. Did he? I don't see a debuff on him, so... Does he have a cheat debuff on him? Hard to see. He dipped enough to have last resorted there. I'm gonna die. Oh, okay. That visual was half in the floor, I could not see it. Amazing. My fucking UI is in the way, bro. I can't see. I think he has only Bloodlust debuff though. I don't think he last resorted there at all. Which is kind of crazy to me that he didn't even cheat. I mean, I did bark him like then I think he lay on hands of himself with souls. But yeah. He has to move a little bit more. Or I have to move at least, like backwards, yeah. Because that cone can kill us. They're gonna add like a frontal visual to this. There's no chance they don't. The amount of complaints about this would be crazy. Okay, my evoker is open. And my DH also. Good. Everyone's actually soaking as they should be. It's a little weird to me, to be honest, from a boss design perspective, that they didn't add damage taken increase by the beams, and it only just does static damage to you, to not discourage people from like over soaking. But at the same time, that would be literally unplayable, I think, if they did. Because it would be like super sketch. Also unlikely. How the fuck do you rotate? Maybe make it like 2 beams and make it like have a debuff, so you have to rotate pairs of people, because then you have like 4 people rotating perma. Because the tank can never rotate unless he wants to get tank busted, right? Since the buster is like a lengthy cone, like, so he cannot, like, you know, go backwards to dodge it or something and suck the beam while he's at it. It doesn't work like that. Darkness. He didn't block on shit. We tried. Solid 8 for effort though. I honestly wish that like there was like a slightly better visual as well. The beams. Like ahead of time somehow. Would be very nice, like a little quality of life feature. Like add like a cone visual to the sides of the frontal before it even spawns. And then like maybe something about the beams somehow. Like some sort of like indicator. Like a little bit at least. I think. And that boss would be goated. Pretty well designed. Oh, and these nameplates are in the ground. Crazy. I was it and pray. Because these are gonna fixate in a second. Achoo. Oh, please. My hunter, man. Yeah, I think like the overlapping nameplates thingy doesn't really work with too many nameplates, it seems like. Because that was... the feature was shitting itself there, you could tell. It had no idea what to do with the nameplate's positioning at all. I guess it's fine. New ad spawn. They burning closes a tank buster. Now this is an ad, we gotta kill this quickly. Or at the very least before we have to hide, because it would get in the way of it. That's also meleeing you, you gotta not do that shit. This boss used to work differently in Warlords, if I'm not wrong. I swear these sun wings used to like rise from the dead at some point. So it was like kind of relevant how you killed them, I think. Pretty sure of that. It's supposed to be relevant where you killed them, I'm pretty sure. I think at some point he will revive them though. Probably. Either that or he's just gonna keep spawning ads and they will eventually overwhelm us or some shit. But their corpses are visible and they're still grayed out like they used to be. They used to be like piles of ash back in Warlords of Draenor. He used to revive them at some point. And then they would all come out and fixate people. And it was spooky or something. We got LOS again. Yeah, now this is gonna spawn on it. Oh yeah, there we go. Two of them revived. Now we gotta kill them in the intermission. And they're doing rot damage to us a little bit. Actually not too bad. There was only Zephyr and we were chilling, I think. I could have just tried and stabilized us immediately as well. But I didn't need to. Oh, new ad. You can CC them though. Kinda defeats the purpose of killing them at all, but yeah. See if I can do the tornado tech this time. Last time I missed it. Because I tried to do it on a different angle. Come on. Tornado. Tornado. And then I fly over the thing. And then I conveniently... conveniently, I said. I'm not gonna reach it until wild charging. Oh, there we go. And then I just get back up here immediately and we can skip. Normally, I think I'm supposed to go like jump here. And then if I can land like right here in this Zephyr here. Like that area there. I think that's the best angle. A little hard to reach though. Feels like. Hunter is trying his best. No, you gotta go on the corners. You can only go on the corners. You cannot cheese it. We're about to disable it anyway. You guys can walk now. Ons, you can also cheese it. You take the tornadoes from the beginning and then you can just fly over this, like that ramp over there. You can just fly over it. I think you can also disengage over it too, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm just doing like wild charge, so it's the same thing. Oh, my tank cold bark in party chat. We're playing classic now. Oh yeah. It is a little insane to me that we reverted from having like Omnicity to not having any Omnicity at all, even the buggy one. Hopefully they give us a version of it at some point in the future. So my tank doesn't have to guess if I have bark or not and stuff like this. How's Druid healing? Pretty fucking strong on healing. Damage is goddamn mediocre, but that's all every healer, I think. I don't think it's a Druid exclusive. But healing feels very strong for dungeons. For raid, I didn't really get to do much raid testing. Just a little bit. I think Druid is good in raid though. But it's worse than... I think it's worse than Shaman and Monk though. I think it's like... the classic, your favorite sentence, I think it's middle of the pack. As always. Because it's not broken, and our tier set is Giga Mid. It just gives you wild growth healing, right? Like, it's not that big of a deal. I would say it's probably like... Mistweaver, Resto Shaman equals Druid. And then Priest, probably like this Priest maybe. And then HPAL. And then... Actually, no. No. I think it's Res equals Mistweaver, Shaman equals Druid, and then Priest and HPAL, I think. Would be more accurate to say. Because like, Prez seems to be, again, like, pretty good on HPS and rate. You probably will see like one Prez, one Monk, one Shaman, one Resto Druid, one Priest. Probably. This is assuming that the DPS spec variants are not also good, because Boomy was... I think Boomy was looking pretty good. At least like in keys anyway, I don't know about rate. Because the thing is like, you will see Resto Druid and Resto Wolf first, if Bumpkin and Guardian are too weak, and I feel like Guardian Druid's DPS is too weak at the moment. Boomy and Feral, I'm not sure. Boomy I saw once or twice, it seems decent. Feral I never saw even a single one, so I'm not sure to be honest. But from a perspective of like progging with your like CE guild and stuff, you'll be fine. Same as always, pretty much. You should have a good time with it. The gameplay is also pretty fucking similar to what you're doing right now. Except it's a bit easier because you guaranteedly have power of the Arc Druid to spread your rejuice and shit. But it's still basically abundance gameplay, you know? Like you still spread your rejuice and then spam regrowth after the fact. But now you have like bonus regrowth healing from Nature's Bounty for people that have the regrowth hot. So you're encouraged to spread your regrowth hots even more. So you can do like group-wide AoE spike healing. But also because your Convoke with Nature Swiftness combines with this really fucking well. Because it still works, for some reason. So, you know, it's like, your Convoke is even more powerful than it used to be. Basically. At its core, you're gonna be doing the exact same gameplay you're doing right now, except like every time you consume Soul of the Forest, you just have like AoE spike healing, pretty much. And then your Convoke is a little bit stronger, and your Trank is a little bit stronger because it has Flourish combined into it for all the rejuice that you have active and all the regrowth hosts you have active. Kinda the gist of it, I guess you could say. Maybe I just wasted my Feral Frenzy. That thing died because we're lost. But essentially, like, Druid feels pretty fucking good though. That's the TLDR of it, I suppose. Damage-wise, I think all healers are garbage. Pretty much. It kinda seems like all healers are doing mediocre damage, no matter what you do. But healing though, ooh la la. I already have like a whole bunch of combat logs that you can sift through. If you care about any of that. But you're gonna see that the breakdowns are basically almost... I wouldn't say identical, but they're like very similar to what they are on live right now. It's like regrowth by quite a bit, followed by Life Bloom, followed by Life Bloom Everbloom Talent, followed by Symbiotic Blooms, followed by potentially F-Flow depending on the key actually, surprisingly. Even though I don't play even Life Trading, but I feel like Life Trading is a bit sus. And then, you know, like Wild Growths, then you have Rejuvenations, and, you know, Wild Growth and shit like this. Kind of like, you know, in the middle. More like... But like the core gameplay is so similar. This person is fried. Whoever is inside this bird is probably dead. Nope, he survived. That's crazy. Okay. Whoever baited those initial ones there is evil. And whoever with the bird didn't go on the clean side is also evil. They do realize that the birds take you to the closest edge, right? I don't think they realize that. The boss has 3 mechanics, like circle beams which just do damage on people, like these ones. 1 humongous beam, and then 1 fixate, and then this is the fixate. I'm gonna meld break it to delay it a bit. And then the boss dies, I guess. That's pretty much just 3 mechanics. It's this circle that just does damage to 3 people. We plus 3, what the fuck? It does damage to 3 people. The big beam, which, by the way, it gives you a debuff before you even get the beam. So, you know, you pre-position. And you can also see it in the timeline. And then the abduction. The abduction, you don't know who it's on again. But it gives you a debuff, so you can guess who it's on, right? Overall, it seems pretty easy as a boss. What is this? Intellect Fist. That is ugly as fuck. And then what? An Agility Fist? Yeah, the fist weapons. Yikes. But yeah, like, DPS is kind of sad, honestly. It feels like. I can also do on damage if you want, but my damage is not insane. That's the overall breakdown. It's very similar. The only thing that's different is like Feral Frenzy is for some reason pretty high on our breakdown. I think it's just because everything else does less damage or some shit, I guess. Because the only way you get Feral Frenzy is from Convoke and from Heart of the Wild. When you press your Heart of the Wild in cat form, it forces a Feral Frenzy, which does decent, actually respectable damage on single target especially, and also gives you combo points so you can do like another fresh rip or bite or something. Like a decent burst. And then healing, I mean, look at it, right? Like, it's very similar to Life. Regrowth by a mile, Everbloom, which is like the Light Bloom splashing talent, Light Bloom itself, Light Bloom Bloom. I don't know, they're not combined, but it's basically Light Bloom, and then Symbiotic Blooms, and then F-Flow, Wild Growth, Verdancy, Rejuve, Nature's Bounty, which is like the Regrowth Cleave talent, Swiftman, Bursting Growth, because again, you have the tier set talent, but it doesn't have like healing increase per, you know, bloom, so it's a little bit different. That's why it does less healing, and then, you know, like everything else.